We're about to dive into an incredible story. It's a tale about a god's eternal wound, about cosmic power, human rage, and a question that lies right at the heart of a really powerful myth. And that's the big mystery, isn't it? We're talking about Shani, the great Lord of Justice, the one who hands out karma. His gaze is so powerful that even gods are afraid of it. So, how could a being with that much power have such a visible physical weakness? Well, the answer isn't in some epic cosmic battle. It's actually rooted in a very human tragedy. So, where does a story like this even begin? Well, not on some celestial battlefield between gods like you might think. It starts with the quiet, tragic birth of a child who was destined to wield unbelievable power. Yeah, to really get why Shani has a limp, you first have to meet the mortal at the very center of this story. He was born an orphan, literally raised in the wild by sacred tree, and he would one day be filled with a rage so powerful it could shake the heavens themselves. This is the story of a boy named Pippalad, and his life starts with a truly profound act of love and sacrifice. Let's just walk through his origins, because they're pretty wild. So before he was even born, his father dies. His mother, Suvarcha, she's preparing for sati, the ritual where a widow joins her husband in death. But she couldn't let her unborn child die with her. So, in this incredible display of yogic power, she actually places the baby safely outside her womb before fulfilling her vow. This tiny infant was left all alone, but he was sheltered and fed by a sacred peepal tree. And it's that very tree that gave him his name, Pippalad. So, as Pippalad grows up totally alone, he's just haunted by this one question. And the answer he gets is going to set him on a collision course with a god. I mean, can you imagine the loneliness of not even knowing your own story? Then one day, the celestial sage Narada Muni appears. Pippalad, in tears, asks him about his parents. And the answer he gets, well, it doesn't bring him any peace. It just gives all that sorrow a target. Just think about that for a second. The cause of all his pain wasn't just some random, cruel twist of fate. It was the direct influence of a god. For Pippalad, hearing this wasn't a comfort. Oh no, it was pure fuel. His sorrow just ignited into this white-hot rage, and his life suddenly had one single solitary purpose: get revenge. So, driven by this one single goal, Pippalad goes into this period of intense penance. But he wasn't looking for enlightenment. He was looking for a weapon powerful enough to make a god pay for what he'd been through. And through his fierce devotion, he gets it. He acquires the Brahmadand. Now, this is not your average weapon. This thing is the ultimate divine tool. It was created by Brahma himself, and it's so powerful it can challenge the very fabric of the cosmos. And Pippalad? He planned to aim it straight at the Lord of Justice. He finds Shani up in the heavens, and with all the fury of a wronged child, he just unleashes the Brahmadand. The impact was immediate and catastrophic. The mighty Lord Shani, caught totally off guard, was blasted right out of his chariot, sent tumbling from the sky. The weapon struck Shani's leg, completely shattering the bone. And in that one moment, a mortal boy, driven by pure vengeance, had permanently wounded one of the most powerful deities there is. So, Shani's limp, it isn't some battle scar from a cosmic war. It is an eternal reminder of a wronged child's rage. Seeing all this chaos and Shani's agony, Lord Brahma himself had to intervene before Pippalad could strike again. I mean, the creator of the universe had to step in and stop a conflict that was being fueled by his own ultimate weapon. So Brahma appears and he pleads with Pippalad to stop. To calm the boy's completely righteous anger, Brahma makes two huge promises. First, from that day on, Shani's powerful gaze would never, ever harm a child under the age of 16. And second, anyone who worshipped the peepal tree, the exact same kind of tree that sheltered Pippalad as a baby, would be protected from Shani's worst influence. And just like that, a new cosmic balance was struck. And this isn't just some dusty old myth, it's a living tradition. The whole practice of worshiping the peepal tree to protect yourself from Shani's influence, it comes directly from this story. At the Pippaleshwar temple in Gujarat, devotees still go to seek relief, connecting their modern faith to this ancient tale of a mortal boy who held a god accountable. So the next time you see a peepal tree being worshipped, you'll know the story behind it, the story of a limp, a boy, and an eternal promise. It really leaves us with a final thought, doesn't it? How many other incredible stories are hiding in plain sight right inside our own traditions, just waiting for us to remember them?